Please subscribe and don't forget to press the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload a new video.
Congress lawmaker Shashi Tharoor believes that tomorrow's debate on no confidence motion is a chance for the opposition to highlight the government's failures. My colleague Parikshit Luthra caught up with him earlier today and started by asking him about the controversy that his remark on the BJP paving the way for a Hindu Pakistani voted power has created.
I mean, of course, one can't be responsible too. I was speaking very clearly to a seminar in Thiruvananthapuram on the subject of challenges to Indian democracy and secularism. I said one of the big challenges we have is indeed the fact that the ruling party has an ideology which they call Hindu Rashtra. Our nationalist movement had divided in two ways. There were those who thought that religion should be a determinant of nationhood, and that gave you the idea of Pakistan. And there were those who thought that religion was essentially irrelevant and the nation should be for everybody, and that was the idea of India. I said, however, those who are advocating Hindu Rashtra would be creating a mirror image of Pakistan, and that the majority of Hindus, certainly in that audience in Thiruvananthapuram, do not want a Hindu version of Pakistan. So we don't want a Hindu Pakistan. That was basically the message. Of course, no one bothers to listen to an entire speech. I have nothing to take back to what I said. Not only is it accurate, it is actually a reflection of the existing ideology of the RSS and the BJP. And after I made that speech, Mr. Mohan Bhagwat has again confirmed that the Hindu Rashtra remains their ultimate objective.
But the Congress party immediately said that we do not agree with these statements. They distanced itself, and there were reports which said that the Congress has asked you to restrain yourself.
Well, I don't know where that comes from, because every single Congress leader in Kerala, which is where I made the speech, came out strongly in support of me, and that's without exception. The former Chief Minister, the Leader of the Opposition, the head of the Kerala Pradesh Congress Committee, every MLA worth his name, etc. So you really had a unanimous level of support from the Congress party in Kerala. You see, I mean, I'm afraid a young spokesman here or there, I'm sure has a point of view, and I don't at all.
Because it was Randeep Singh Surjewala
in a
of the
democratic
Congress party. There was a briefing done as well that day.
Very good. In a democratic party, there should be room for opinions, and they should be discussed within the party. See, my own view very clearly is that where there is a disagreement, it's best to be aired within the party. I was doing my job as a constituency MP, addressing a pro-Congress audience on a subject that I happen to know something about, and I have absolutely nothing to take back.
I'm going to move now to the no confidence motion, because everybody is talking about it right now. What was the rationale? Because there are people who are saying in the opposition that this was a mistake.
Well, look, you know, last session, the budget session, a number of parties had put forward no confidence motions, particularly at the time of the budget. There was a great deal of anger at that time, and we saw something quite disgraceful, where the government appeared to be inciting their own supporters and well-wishers, in particular in the latter part of the session, the ADMK, which survives in Tamil Nadu on the largesse of the BJP government in the centre, to disrupt the House. In other words, it seemed that the government preferred to disrupt the House and pass the budget in the din rather than discuss any of the issues facing the nation. And after the washout of that session, many opposition parties said we have lost an opportunity to place before the nation the failures of this government. The economic mismanagement, the misgovernance, the agricultural stagnation, the farmers' suicides, the joblessness and unemployment, the decline in the economic growth, the rising prices of everything from cooking gas cylinders to the petrol or diesel the poor two-wheeler guy buys at the pump, because the BJP government is slapping a 20 rupee tax
so it's
on
more
every
of a platform
liter.
to speak.
So
But you know that they will not succeed.
Just let me finish my point. So we said we had this opportunity, and the BJP was so scared of hearing it that they disrupted the House, and should we not seize this opportunity again at the next time it comes around? So when Parliament came around again, many opposition parties, I think it was something like 8, may have been even more by the end of the process, it may have been a dozen, all said we want to have a vote of no confidence just so that we can express our dissatisfaction before the nation. And that's precisely what the vote of no confidence will enable us to do.
So it's merely a platform to voice your concerns, voice your opposition, criticism to the government, but the Congress very well knows that it doesn't have the numbers for the bill to go, for the no confidence motion to go.
The point of the debate and the point of putting these things across is also to bypass the media's willingness to allow the BJP's media management to dictate the narrative and dictate the headlines. At least for one day, if not for a week, you will have the country focusing on the issues that the opposition considers important. And you will also have the country listening to its own problems, which the BJP tries to mask under all this rhetoric of Hindu-Muslim talk and so on.
So, but what will the message when the headlines say BJP wins the confidence motion vote in Parliament? Well, BJP clears, and BJP will be able to say that we had the numbers. This was just a political gimmick on the part of the opposition. No,
this is not a political gimmick. This is a constitutional right that whenever 50 people who are in the House have the right, have the desire, I beg your pardon, to challenge the government and to express no confidence, they have the right to do so. And what's very important for us to understand is there are people coming from different perspectives. The Telugu Desam put forward the first vote, they'll be the first speakers. They have been much more concerned about the mistreatment of Andhra. In fact, the promises were not kept to Andhra. But you have others with other issues, and we will have multiple issues we wish to raise as the leading opposition party. I mean, frankly, how do we get our voice out to the people? This is an excellent way of doing so.
Okay. Talking about the issue of corruption, the Congress has been taking on the government over the likes of Vijay Mallya, Nirav Modi fleeing the country. They're talking about corruption cases against BJP ministers as well. Today, P. Chidambaram has been named as an accused in a supplementary charge sheet in the Aircel Maxis deal. How do you react to that? A former finance minister belonging to the Congress party named as an accused in a charge sheet, isn't that embarrassing?
Well, it's certainly not a pleasant thing, not least for him, but let me stress that a charge sheet is only that until such time as a court, a duly constituted court, believes there is a case to answer and frames formal charges in court. Only then does the person truly become an accused and have to defend himself, which, if it comes to that stage, I'm sure, knowing the former finance minister, he will defend himself ably. We have not got to a stage where there is any conviction or any judgment. So the rush to judgment should frankly be avoided.
Well, that's Shashi Tharoor there on a whole host of issues. Now, the Public Accounts Committee has raised concerns over alleged tax violations by Tata Trust. The parliamentary panel has even accused Tata Educational and Development Trust of funneling tax-exempt charity money outside the country. Tata Trust has denied the allegations to CNBC TV18. Ritu Parnabhuyan is here with more details. Ritu, what is the PAC claiming, and what is the response that's coming from Tata Trust?
PAC maintains that the $100 million funding of Cornell and Harvard Business School projects by Tata Trusts through tax-exempted money does not conform to Indian income tax laws, and has sought a probe into this funding, overseas funding by Tata Trusts through a high-level committee of the Income Tax Department. The case actually specifically relates to Cornell University as well as Harvard Business School. In Harvard Business School, for example, the Tata Hall was constructed using funds provided by Tata Educational and Development Trust, or TEDT, but the PAC maintains that Tata Trusts can only fund projects exclusively in India and not overseas projects or overseas universities. My colleague Kritika Saxena spoke to Tata Trusts regarding these observations made by the parliamentary panel, and they said, and I quote, "There are no violations by the Tata Trusts either in their work in income tax compliances or in trusts investments. All grants and project disbursements in India or overseas are in accordance in laws that prevail." With that, it's back to you.